Dave from Shiny Side out just saying hello. Breaking news still. I'm not going to bore you with looking at me. I'm going to take you straight to the imagery. Okay, so look, this is from a website called flightradar24.com. The link to this image at this timestamp will be posted below, so be sure to click on it and do this yourself. What I've done is I've identified the flight QZ8501, but in this representation you'll see it is AWQ8501. That's the destinations, or the Singapore reference for the flight. What I'm going to do is I'm going to come down just below the screen, I'm going to hit play, and what you're going to see is, if I click on this just enough when the plane takes off, I think we've got it coming up, this one. Okay, so what you're going to notice is the flight path. I want you to have a look to see what other accompanying aircraft there are in this airspace. It's very busy airspace. It's very, very busy flight corridor. And as you'll note, there's a plane pretty much in front of it and then pretty much behind it in the same flight space. And while one peels off to Palau, the other one will go on further, and you can see it's actually tracking. It's currently at this location on the map. It's 477 knots, 32,000 feet, pretty much right on the money. It's tracking. Its heading is 319 degrees, and it's the FWARR2 radar. It's not squawking. It's currently 7001, which is, from what I understand, peaceful and no incidences. And pretty much in a minute we're going to see a dotted line. And that dotted line is that it's no longer tracked. Its height is still 32,000 feet. It's just crossed the path of another plane. The other plane was flying at 37,000. Our plane of interest, 32,000, is 5,000 feet between the two. You notice a plane in front of it. This is United Arab Emirates flight. There's one behind it, another AWQ502. This plane would have a visual on this plane. This plane here, if we take it back, I'm going to take it back just a sneaky little bit. And you're going to see this is at the point where the mouse is where the flight lost contact with the radar. It's going to reset and it'll start playing in a second. Okay, here's our plane. That's the one we're interested in, this one here. And watch to see when it becomes a dotted line. And this plane would have a visual on it. It's just crossed over with the other two planes. We didn't lose those planes. There was no collision. And we should see the dotted line any second. Looking for it. There it goes. Okay, so I'm going to pause it right there. This plane would have a visual on this plane. I don't know the exact distance between the two, but it might be 5 or 10, maybe 15 minutes difference between the two at that same location. So this plane has said to have seen an unusual cloud and was requesting an altitude change back here to avoid something. An unusual cloud, possibly. And I'm going to talk about Flight 19. I think we already mentioned that in one of our shows in time travel or dimensional travel or something that happened off Fort Lauderdale. This pilot saw something unusual. We've not heard whether they were given permission to fly at a different altitude, but to say that this plane would crash because it went through the same space this one did and this one was going to, it's unlikely. I've taken a number of flights and we went through some hideous turbulence and we didn't crash. And look how many planes are in the air right here. Apparently there's a really bad thunderstorm right here, probably one of the worst that we've ever seen. This plane flies straight through it. unharmed. This one came from there as well, in this region. The plane went between them, the two incidences. I don't see any reason for this plane getting into grief. Let's hope it didn't crash. Let's hope it went back in time or did something. I don't know. It's only speculation, but so is pilot error and hijackers at this point as well. Alright, so I want to see some comments below. I'll answer them even if they're preposterous, as are my suggestions. Take care, and I'll try and keep you posted as much as possible. Thanks for listening. Oh, you may share this as much as you like too, by the way. Dave from Shiny.